Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and tonight we're going to be playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2, originally for the Nintendo DS. We are playing the fan-translated Android version. For anyone just joining us, if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the other games I've played in the past, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, but for tonight, we'll go ahead and get into the game. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Work week was very good, actually more chill than it's been in months at work, so I think things are finally getting normal. So you can put emote attributions on emotes, but the artist themselves has to approve it before it appears. So I think most of my emotes I've actually submitted credits, and I don't know if any of the artists have actually taken credit for the emotes, so you don't see the actual artist credit there. I'll check again, make sure I've got it applied right, but we'll see. Let's see, dinner report. Oh, I ate well last night. I had pan-seared salmon and baked potatoes. And a very good friend of mine showed me how to freeze baked potatoes. So I had some in the freezer that I just thawed out and reheated, and it was very good. I think I've almost got the knack of reheating them. So very excited about that. All right, so let's catch up a little bit on storyline for Ace Attorney Investigations, because we left off at a humongous cliffhanger last week. So if anybody missed that, you're going to want to know where we're at. So basically, the overarching story of this game is that Edgeworth, number one, has been being investigated by an organization called the PIC, who is sort of a prosecutor oversight committee. And for some reason, they've got it out for Edgeworth, and they want to strip him of his prosecutor's badge, and we don't know why. But the net has been closing throughout the game. And number two, right there we see Edgeworth's assistant, Kay, the master thief who doesn't actually steal things. And at sometime between case 3 and case 4, where we're at right now, she appears to have been attacked and now has amnesia. So we need to figure out who attacked her and what happened. And as we were investigating that, we discovered that someone had been murdered in the PIC's headquarters, which coincidentally, it appears that Kay was at the night of the murder, which makes her a suspect. And the big cliffhanger we left off on was basically Edgeworth was trying to clear Kay's name and figure out who the real killer was, and the PIC was there, and they're like, we're taking over this. If you keep investigating, we're going to strip you of your badge. And Edgeworth's like, you know what? You can't fire me. I quit. Dropped off his badge and ran off after Kay. So we may not be a prosecutor anymore. But, you know, justice needs what it needs. So we're going to keep trying to put things to right as we do. See, what I do is boil water for pasta, then freeze it, and when I want pasta later, I just thaw the water. Waste not, want not, I suppose follows. That's not okay. Oh, man. Yeah, the justice system is challenging, and for some reason, really mean to defendants and their defense attorneys. Very bizarre. Bob, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. You can't fire me, but that's because I don't work for you. That's true. You got me on a technicality there. All right, let's load our autosave here. Yes, there we were right at the end of the chapter. I don't know why it does it right before the save, but that's super awkward. April 5th, 5:58 p.m., High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Kay! Not here either. Where in the world could she have gone? Knock, knock, I'm here. Mr. Shields. So this guy we met in the last case, this is Edgeworth's father's assistant, and he was helping Edgeworth himself in the last case as well. Free as a bird, it's beautiful. That's going to be replaying Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun later and trying out the DLC. That one looked like a fun one. I'd like to try that one out someday. What's going on, Miles? Why the long face? Take it from Uncle Ray, you won't be popular with the ladies looking like that. I don't think anything can stop Edgeworth from being popular with the ladies. I'm sorry, it's just how it be. Why are you here? Did something happen? That's my line. Have you seen the news about the murder at the PIC headquarters? Here, wasn't it there today? I found myself wondering if you guys had somehow got caught up in it. Wait, it's already made the news. I hear they're searching for a teenage girl suspected of killing an attorney. I can't imagine it could have been her, but it has been bothering me. Could you give me the full rundown? The truth is... Miles, are you trying to give your Uncle Ray a heart attack? I'm not joking. She really did lose her memory. On top of that, she's a suspect. That makes things even more difficult. Where would she have run off to? She lost her memory, right? I was hoping she would return here, but... Not likely. She felt responsible for what happened to you, right? And there's no way she'd come back here. I know that. Where else can I look? Calm down, Miles. This isn't like you. Fair to see you get so heated up. Well, not that it's bad, but... Try this hard to save an innocent suspect from false charges. Should make a great defense attorney. Actually, just a while ago, I turned in my badge. But that doesn't mean I've decided to become a defense attorney. Besides, Kay isn't just a mere suspect. I have only known her for a short time, but we've been through quite a lot together. And I know she isn't capable of murder. I'm surprised. I never thought you'd go so far to support someone else. I don't know if you even realize it yourself, but it seems a deep bond has already begun to grow between you and Kay. I'd say it even gives my bond with your father a run for its money. No, it's not that deep. He just keeps barging into my state of affairs. Yeah, that girl can be quite a handful. But I'm certain that something's changed inside you since you met her. I'm really jealous, you know. After all, I lost my old partner. That's why you need to find Kay right now. I don't want you to lose your bond like your Uncle Ray did. Well then, I have a proposal. We have no idea where she is. Searching around blindly won't get us anywhere. In that case, why don't we try searching for the cause of her memory loss? Maybe that could give us a lead. I see. That might be a good idea. From what she told me, something must have happened to her at the Grand Tower. Great, that's it. Let's get going then. Hey, at the very least, stop looking so grim. Stay that way. Kay probably won't want to come back at all. Good grief. I'm no match for this man. April 5th, 6:42 p.m., Grand Tower viewing platform. As far as we can tell, this is where she may have been attacked. Let's see. Scaling is really well done. The lights look great. Excellent. Excellent. It do be that way, so you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Edgeworth's father's assistant's ruins. A very RPG twist to have in there. It's the ascot that would make him unpopular. It probably is. Edgeworth at a crossroads. Would make a good trailer phrase right there. Ooh, congratulations, Punisher. Seems already dark. Still open on the day of a murder. Gotta admire their capitalist spirit. But there's no one here. Looks like we got the place all to ourselves. Prove Kay's innocence. We'll need to investigate her lost memories. Hey, let's go, Miles. We can investigate the roof as much as we want, so let's do all we can. I don't think we really got to look around last time we were here, so see what we can find. Do what we can, huh? Because that's all we can do for now. Alright, let's see if we can find any actual evidence here. We do not have to admire the capitalist spirit. No, we don't. I would recommend against it, in fact. A cherry tree with branches spread wide. The flowers are nearly in full bloom. According to Kay's testimony, before she was pushed, she was standing under the cherry tree. Alright. Yeah, if we can put together what we know of her story as well, that might help too. The person in the red raincoat who pushed Kay off the tower. She said they came towards her from the direction of the stand. So creepy. From that, we can deduce he was pushed over the railing on this side. Although how she survived a 50-story fall, we haven't figured out, because that don't seem possible. The railing is about as high as my chest. Unlikely that someone could fall from here accidentally. I don't see any particular problems with this railing. Alright, so it's not bent or there's no tricks to it or anything like that. That's good to know. I like how he basically quit his job, but he still got to keep his office plus free access to all crime scenes. I mean, I suppose, like, he only quit a couple hours ago, so word might not have gotten around yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if when he wakes up in the morning, there's police tape over the door. See, it's not magical game logic in this case, because Edgeworth asked the same question. He said he didn't think anyone could survive a 50 stories fall, so it seems like there's something about Kay's story that doesn't add up. Actually, a couple things that don't add up, but like, she's got amnesia. We don't know about to go on right here. Have you considered the power of friendship? Ah yes, we are technically in an anime right now. We also don't know what his notice period looks like. That's true too. We know very little about the laws of this crazy universe. Board Jams, good evening, how are you doing? Maybe she's just very, very light, like a teenage-sized penny. I'm just sort of imagining her falling 50 stories and just bouncing a few times, dusting herself off, moving on with her life. Maybe she landed on a giant bag of marshmallows. I mean, it is a tourist destination. There might have been marshmallows. A statue of a pony sparkling in the twilight. You don't think that was intentional, do you? No, that was definitely intentional. I'm trying to be like, did that happen accidentally? No. No, they did that on purpose. There's no way that's an accident. Statue has wings. Perhaps it's Pegasus, the flying horse of myth? No. A horn on its head. Could it be the legendary unicorn? I thought unicorns didn't have wings. What's this? Plaque at the bottom. The title of this work is written on the plaque. A magical contradiction. Was the only part of this work I was able to understand was the contradiction part. You're thinking way too hard about this, Edgeworth. Murder mystery. Try to solve a murder mystery. Cotton candy angel. Accidentally on purpose? Oh god. Oops. Wrong button there. Here we go. Hey, they said there was nobody up here. Oh, there's actually a cotton candy stand up here. What a coinky dink. Oh, very neat, Board Jam. I haven't heard of that one before. Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC with mods. What kind of mods you got? To insert a coin, you can use these binoculars to get a nice view of the city. If Kay were feeling better, he'd be happily glued to them. For her sake, I must thoroughly examine every nook and cranny of this viewing platform. Alright, who do we got here? Wow, it's Edgeworth, so we meet again. What are you two doing here? Well, we came all this way, so thought we'd buy some cotton candy. And what about you? You want folks to get the wrong idea about you? Don't worry, I'll decide my own actions. You're just a no-good ex-prosecutor. It's no wonder you got the axe. Wait, what? You got fired? You needn't be concerned with what happened to me. Are you sure? Oh yeah, what happened to Kay? Huh? Was there some sort of trouble between you two? Anything I can do to help? How about injection? It's fine. Injections are answer to everything? Oh, right, it's getting cold, isn't it? Let's go home. Well then, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, let's meet again soon. What were they doing up here? Interesting, interesting. Oh, nice, Chris, nice. Alright, this TV seems to be used for showing advertisements for the companies at the Grand Tower. Right now it's just showing regular television programs, though. Wait, what am I watching this for? The Steel Samurai doesn't air today. Is that the only show he watches? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. You, sir, how about some heavenly cotton candy, Heaven's Tear? Heaven's Tear? They named them after the shape of the clouds you can see from here? We tear a regular piece of cotton candy in half, and then sell it without changing the price. That's why the name is Heaven's Tear. We tear the cost in half while crying tears of joy. Customers knew that. They'd be crying tears of sorrow. What a horrible cotton candy stand. Today we have learned that this candy stand sucks. Whoa. Ah! What the hell? Ow. Okay. Don't mind me. I was just admiring the view beneath the tree. Did you just fall out of that tree? I didn't mean to fall. My foot slipped. You're a suspect, and yet you remained at the crime scene? It's not a smart thing to do. Even if you have memory loss, shouldn't you have realized this much? This whole time while you were playing this silly game of hide and seek. I've been worried sick about you. Are you angry with me? Of course I am. Answer me. What were you doing here? Do you think I'd let you off the hook that easily just because you have memory loss? That's not it. I came here because I thought I could get your badge back. What? If I don't regain my memories, you'll never get it back. I thought if I went back to where I lost my memories, then maybe I'd remember. If I could just remember killing her. You're still the same as you were before you lost your memories. Your thoughts and actions have always exceeded my expectations. Without a doubt, you are the Kay Faraday I know so well. However, I cannot approve of your recklessness. I understand. Cut! You get 0 style points, Miles. More like negative points. Here's how it's done. Kay, how about a hug? Okay. Oh, well then. Mr. Shields. Just a joke, honest. We interrupt this program with breaking news about the Grand Tower murder case. The police believe the culprit is a teenage girl who was present at the crime scene. She remains at large as the police continue to search for her whereabouts. Oops. No points for honesty? I suppose there is that, at least. Hey, Repscallion, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's your week going so far? Yeah, Ray is a bit of a creep, it's true. Oh dear, it's getting pretty serious. Well, gang, what's the plan? I don't have much time. Indeed, it's only a matter of time before they find us here. So then, why don't you tag along with us for a while, okay? But I'll just cause trouble for you again. Pains me to say this, but I've got nothing left to lose at this point. Mr. Edgeworth. That settles it. We're all in this together now. Miles, you're in charge of proving Kay's innocence. Failure is not an option. Yes, I understand. Okay, I want you to help Miles with this investigation as much as you can. Yes, I'll do my best. Let's be quick about it, before the cops find us here. Unlike some people, Uncle Ray still has a lot to lose. Sheesh, if I lose the law office, I'll never be able to face Gregory. This man, glad he's on our side. Alright. Well, I guess now we can take a look at everything again, see if Kay has anything to add. I'm doing good, Rapscallion, thanks for asking. Oh, you want Phoenix to prosecute this one just to switch roles? Oh god, I can't imagine he'd be a good prosecutor. He doesn't want to see anybody get named guilty. Alright, so... let's look around first. A statue of a creature with the body of a lion and the beak and wings of a bird. The statues seem to be guarding the entrance to this peaceful park. Immaculate work down to the last detail. Does it look so fearsome? Could it frighten away the visitors to this park? Overthinking it a bit, Edgeworth. Yes. Yeah, we heard that already. Maybe we should talk to Kay, see if she got anything new to say? Yes? Can I help with something? I came back here because I thought I might remember something. Could you again go over what you told me before? Well, it was raining, so I stood under the cherry tree to take shelter. And then a person in a red raincoat appeared. That person pushed me and I fell. Can you tell me anything about the person in the raincoat? I'm sorry, I don't remember that much. No, wait. As the person approached me, I saw the moon just over their shoulder. The moon? Yes, that's right. It's just a faint memory, but... Alright, hang on. She said the person in the red raincoat approached them from the cotton candy stand. And that happened just last night. If it happened last night, how could the moon be over on that side of the building? I think the moon was in the exact same spot as it is now. It was floating just above the cherry tree. She could see the moon behind the figure in the raincoat? Alright, that isn't adding up at all. This is a new piece of testimony. Be sure to keep it in mind. Now, if it was raining, how'd you see the moon too? Like, honestly, every part of her testimony doesn't add up. Like, it's actually negative help. Mr. Edgeworth, for a while now, I feel like I'm on the verge of remembering something. What? Is that true? Well then, please speak freely. Say whatever comes to your mind. Okay. I remember a faint scent. It was a wonderful smell coming from the counter of a food stall. I followed the fragrance, only to find a perfectly sculpted burger resting on 2 golden buns. A tender and juicy patty made my taste buds sing with joy. Yes, I can remember what I thought at that moment. I want seconds. I don't think this memory has anything to do with the case. Still, I can understand why she'd remember that so vividly. What a beautiful memory. You called yourself the great thief Yatagarasu. You prided yourself on being a noble thief who steals the truth. Do you remember anything about that? Well... maybe I was called a noble thief because I won the Nobel Prize. It's Nobel, not Noble. They don't give prizes for thievery. Well, we got one new fact at least, so that's something. We should see if Ray has anything either, and then we'll see if we can put together any of the evidence we've got. When you hallucinate that the burgers in the adverts are actually edible, I actually, when I was in high school, I actually went on a field trip to the studio of a guy that shoots fast food commercials. And he was showing us some of the techniques he uses to make the food look so good. And basically, if you've never heard that story before, the food in the commercials is completely and utterly inedible. Because they use things like shellac to make stuff look moist. I don't know why that's legal, but it is. Yeah, the old glue for milk. Oh god, yeah. You can't eat anything in those commercials. Lard is ice cream. That's another one because it doesn't melt. Can't believe this incident is already on the news. Wonder how they caught wind of it. Maybe they're doing a live report for that helicopter over there. Uncle Ray's gonna be on TV. Miles, make sure you tune in. What is he thinking at a time like this? Best burger you've ever had was in Chicago. It was 15 bucks 20 plus years ago. So it's about 650 nowadays. There are some really good burgers around here. There's actually a restaurant out here. I believe it's called Kuma's Corner. It is a heavy metal themed burger joint. So they have a bunch of really like fancy burgers, and like they also play heavy metal music obnoxiously loud at the place. Which is a weird combination, but you know, whatever works for them. Balcos, you're on board. Excellent, excellent. Check out their website too if you can find it. It's pretty wild. Alright, so let's save the game real quick, and then we'll see if we can start putting together any of the evidence we've got. Think you're too old for that? Honestly, I'm worried I'm a little too old for it too, but their burgers look really good. Yeah. Like, just the idea of a heavy metal burger joint, you're like, I didn't know I needed this in my life, but I think I do. Alright. Let's see, so... let's combine these two. So, the person in the raincoat came over from the stand and pushed Kay. But also, she says that Kay saw the moon behind the person in the raincoat, and she said the moon's in the same spot tonight as it was that night. Yeah. I mean, hopefully they don't do any of that in the restaurants, Geek Boy. Hopefully. Oh, the Iron Maiden print. Hell yeah. Oh, House of Blues. House of Blues is a nice place to chill at. Very cool. Alright. I recall Kay's testimony. A person in a raincoat approached her from behind the candy stand, which is already impossible because there's nothing behind the candy stand, it's just open air. Then, this person supposedly pushed Kay over the railing opposing the stand. Moreover, Kay said she saw the moon over the person's shoulder. However, earlier I confirmed that the moon is floating in the opposite direction. And on the night Kay lost her memories, seems the moon is in the exact same spot. Therefore, the position of the moon and the person in the raincoat don't match up. Her memories have probably become confused. After all, had she actually been pushed over the railing, she couldn't have survived the fall. Perhaps I should question Kay's memory of where she fell. Kay probably did not fall over the railing. Yeah, we kind of deduced that, but I guess that's the thread we gotta pull on next. Well, it sounds like high heaven to me. Excellent. Superman! I knew that jerk was up to something. Alright. Let's see, we'll see if we can actually question Kay anymore. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and see if we can piece together that logic. You have anything new to say? Doesn't have anything new to say. Alright. I'm gonna save again. And then can we just combine those two pieces of logic? That's pretty much all we got right now. Unless we can present anything to Kay. I don't think we can. Let's see. So Kay testifies that she remembered standing under the cherry tree. However, Kay probably did not fall over the railing because they're 50 stories up and she'd be absolutely dead. Kay was not pushed over the railing on this side. After all, if he fell from here, he wouldn't even be alive in the first place. But I'm certain I was standing under the cherry tree. If I fell, then the only place I could have fallen was over the railing. Well, maybe the ground just opened up from under you and swallowed you up. Ground here can open up? How? No, it was just a joke, okay? Please don't take it so seriously. Now, strange as it may sound, that may actually be the truth. Even if it's only a small chance, it matters not. Let's try searching the area around the tree. If maybe there's a trap door or something? I suppose that's possible. Kay could not have fallen over the railing. There must be something around here that proves it. I mean, I already see what we're looking for there. This looks like a maintenance hatch. Kay, maybe you fell down here? Ah, just kidding. There's no way something like that could happen. I'm sorry, I just can't remember it. No, that was just a joke. No need to take it seriously. Alright. So, when should I take you seriously then? When indeed. Well, if you jumped in Uncle Ray's arms. Mr. Shields! Come on, Miles. It's just a joke, you know? Oh, I get it. So no one ever takes you seriously. Ow! That stung a bit. Alright, Rin, have a good tidy, and thank you for the med check. It's always a nice reminder. Alright, let's see if there's anything else to look at up here. Doesn't look like it, though. Flower petals are scattered all over the ground. Blossoms are not yet in full bloom. Strong winds up here must be the culprit. Personally, I'd appreciate it if they spent a little more effort cleaning these petals up. It's the grass, Miles! They don't need to sweep the grass. Jeez. Alright, we've only got one logic point, though. Can't do anything with that. Is there something else to see here? Can we operate the hatch? Doesn't look like it. No. I don't think there's anything else to see here, though. Go ahead and back out then. I don't know why we couldn't see that maintenance hatch before. That's a little suspicious. Can we talk to Kay again? If she has anything else to say, no? And we can't present the logic to her. Board jam is already taken care of. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, get some water if you don't need any meds. It's always good to get some water. I don't see anything else to see around here. Let me check what we've got in our organizer, though, because we haven't been through it today. Oh, alright, Kissa. Make sure and grab that if you need to. It's also odd to see Edgeworth dragging poor Kay around her hospital PJs still all bagged up, and with no shoes. Really needed to get her... The hospital literally delivered her old clothes, so I don't know why we're doing that. Alright, so we've got Kay's Yatagarasu badge. We have the Jammin' Ninja mask we found at the scene. We found a letter that was on Kay's person. Dear Kay, I promise that I'll get it back for you, your most precious memory, Jill. We've got a ticket stub to the Grand Tower that Kay had on her. We have a purple carnation that was torn off the victim's clothes. We have a pamphlet of the Grand Tower, which shows a cross-section of the Grand Tower and a top-down section of the viewing platform. We've got Kay's memories. Someone walked towards her from behind the stand and pushed her off the roof. We've got this candelabra with blood on the points under the candles that appears to be the murder weapon. Gnarly looking thing. Also has an interesting base that appears to fit somewhere specific. We've got the key card to enter the PIC meeting room that was on the murder victim. We got the autopsy report of the murder victim. Victim's body was discovered in the PIC's meeting room. The estimated time of death is sometime between late last night and midnight. Cause of death was stab wounds to the left chest with a candelabra. Head wound was post-mortem. On victim's hand, a burn mark was found. They don't mention it there, but they mention it was years old. And a scar, not actually a current thing. There's the actual body. You can see the three-pronged wounds there. You can see blood on this hand. There's the burn mark they mentioned, and there's the key card in her hand. She has a carnation still in her chest. You can see the post-mortem head wound there. And also she had Kaya's promise notebook, which went missing before. We're not sure why that was there. Wait, how do we have her memories and evidence? We just got it in our pocket. We got her memories in our pocket. Somehow. Wait, Rockstar Australia's back? But Rockstar Australia didn't make LA Noire. They made, Team Bondi is the one that made LA Noire. On behalf of Rockstar, I believe. Let's see. We've also got the keycard usage report right here, which is at 10:15. Justine Courtney used her badge to get in the PIC room. And at 12:52 a.m., the victim, Jill Crane, used her badge to get in the room. And that's the only people who badged through that door that night. We've also got a letter addressed to the victim here. To Ms. Crane, thank you so much for helping me with my plan. I'm glad that we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago, Kay. We have no idea what that's all about. Alright, so that's all our evidence there. Whew. Murdered by a velociraptor. That'd be a nice twist in a game like this. There has been security camera evidence used in some of these cases. Matter of fact, case 2 in this game took place in a prison, and we used some security camera footage. Murdered by Neptune and his trident. She has angered the sea. Look at the door. We cannot. Let's see. Can we talk with Kay, and can we present the map of the tower to Kay? See if she says anything about that. No, she doesn't have anything to say about that. All right. I was hoping maybe that would jog something, but no. All right. I've already seen everything on the tower now. And Kay doesn't seem to respond to anything new that we look at here. Oh, can we look at the TV now? Does that have anything different? It does. We're seeing live footage from the 50th floor. The investigation will continue through the night. 50th floor? Isn't that the meeting room of the PIC headquarters? That's right, we can see the shadows of the investigators behind these blinds. Hell, looks like making a clean getaway just got that much harder. Seems we have no choice but to cleverly evade the eyes of the media. Maybe Uncle Ray should have become a spy instead of an attorney. Worst comes to worst, I may have to use Mr. Shields as a decoy. Miles, just now, you were thinking of something terrible, weren't you? Alright, so we're actually going to look at the security, the TV footage right here. That's wild. Bruh. No, we found what we're looking for here, Bob, but thank you. I appreciate that. Edgeworth only gives biting commentary to updated autopsy reports. We actually met the coroner in this one, which is wild. We're seeing live footage from the 50th floor. The investigation will continue. Alright, they already said that. Alright, so... like they're still investigating the meeting room. As the reporter said, you can see the investigator's shadows moving around. There's a huge contradiction in this image. Should present that piece of evidence. I think I know what he's talking about. If I remember correctly. No, it wasn't that. Where's the... So let's save here real quick. I think I know what he's talking about. Let's see. Present this. Eureka! Do you know how many floors this building has? Of course, 50 floors, right? Just above the place where the PIC conducts their practically illegal cover-ups. Couples are wishing for love. And ironic, don't you think? So, what's this dark area above the 50th floor? That'd be right there. Maybe it's the Tunnel of Love. Those are always dark, eh? The viewing platform we're now on should be directly above the PIC meeting room. However, the late-night investigation is taking place 2 floors below us. This is a clear contradiction. Did I mistake in the pamphlet? No, rather. More natural to assume this building has a hidden 51st floor. Well, that's fucking crazy. What the heck? See, so that's where the Tunnel of Love is. Aw, she's so pure and gullible. It's breaking Uncle Ray's heart. Why don't you take this opportunity to be more serious for once? You just don't get it, Miles. I joke around to make things easier for you. Contrary, his painful jokes only make things harder for me. Wasn't my idea, wasn't really a hint anyway, just an idea. Gotcha. Can we throw him off the building? I'm thinking about it. This appears to be a live news broadcast. In other words, what we see here on the screen is how the Grand Tower looks at this very moment. That mean we can be seen on the TV too? No, the camera's too far away and it's too dark to see us clearly. There's no need to worry. It certainly would be bad if Kay were to be seen on TV right now. Alright, is there anything else to see here? Oops, no, not that. Oh, there's nothing else there. Alright, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything else to see here. But we did find something interesting there, and I think we might be able to work with that. So Kay may have fallen down the hatch beneath the cherry tree. But we also know now that there appears to be a 51st floor between the 50th floor and the rooftop. So if we put those two things together, what do we get? Extra floor between the 50th floor and the viewing platform. Why didn't anyone notice it? Normally you'd notice it. I mean, how can you hide an entire floor? That is where the problem lies. No one noticed something that should have been easily noticeable. In other words, it must be impossible to access the 51st floor through normal means. I see. Maybe there's a secret portal or something. Okay, now's not the time to be thinking with portals. Can't. This is just a fan translation, but my god, they nailed the feel of the Capcom translations. We can throw him off the building, unlike Halil get away with it. That's the tricky part, unfortunately. Oh, God. I'd like you to recall the hatch at the base of the cherry tree. Isn't it normal to assume there's a room on the other side of the maintenance hatch? Uncle Ray likes where you're going with this. Let's hurry and check it out. There we go. Now let's see. Looks like there's a lot of stuff down there. Is that what they call a storeroom? There's no doubt about it. This is where Kay fell down. Of course, and with this, the mystery is solved. No, not yet. I still have the mystery of the person in the red hood who was walking in midair. Now, let's not get greedy, shall we? Found the storeroom, so let's wrap things up here. I suppose you have a point. Does seem to warrant an investigation. Well, if it isn't Miles Edgeworth... Oh no, who's this? Emma! What are you doing here? I heard about the case from Detective Gumshoe. Since I was already in the area, I thought I might as well check out the crime scene. This girl's name is Emma Skye. She's a high school student studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. She's the younger sister of my former boss and a witness in one of my trials 2 years ago. That's the first Ace Attorney Investigations. I think? Actually, it might be a different game. I remember we've met Emma before. Detective Gumshoe told me everything over the phone. He sounded really upset. He said he lost your badge at the Grand Tower and Kay became a mummy. Please calm down. I thought you left for Europe just a few days ago. Don't tell me you've come back already. Yep, and I brought my teacher from abroad, too. He needed an interpreter, so I volunteered to help. The teacher cannot speak English. Why aren't you with him right now? You can still communicate with people. Don't underestimate the importance of body language. It doesn't really count as a language. But enough about that. What happened to Kay? Is she alright? My, what a good friend. Isn't this great, Kay? Yeah. Who are you? Are you Mr. Edgeworth's new assistant? On the contrary, my dear. I'm Ray Shields, head of the Edgeworth Law Offices. Edgeworth? Offices? Wait, you mean like defense attorneys? Mr. Edgeworth, when did you suddenly become an attorney? No, it's not like that. When I think about it, it's a complicated working relationship. Don't sweat the details. Let's start with an introductory hug. How did you become a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, don't just ignore me. Because I don't approve at all. Well, why don't we continue this conversation down below? That's right. The police could arrive any second now. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's she? I'll explain later. First, we have to go down the hatch. Ah, okay. So I'll be joining the defense team? I'll explain about that too. Well then, let's go to the storeroom. End of that section. And we'll go ahead and save there. Check chat. Wasn't he already an attorney? He is technically. That's a bad choice of words there. He was, I mean, prosecutors are attorneys. Let's see. Good night, board jams. Have a good rest. We'll see you around. Yeah, they really like the nostalgia tour. They do, as long as they don't bring out old bag. None of her. And also nobody from the circus case. That was the worst one. April 5th, 7:06 p.m. Somewhere? Pretty dark down here. Can't see a thing. What's your footing, Emma? Ouch! I think I hit my head. Hey, be careful not to slip. Take your time coming down. Oh, okay. Light switch should be somewhere around here. This is... hidden 51st floor. Used as a storeroom? Need to investigate it thoroughly. Grand Tower pamphlet has been updated. Let's check that out in a second. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me about the case. Alright then, where should I begin? I see. This is certainly a serious situation. Why does she look like she's having so much fun? Hey, looks like you're in a bind, prosecutorial attorney Edgeworth. Not a defense attorney, nor is there such a thing as a prosecutorial attorney. This looks like a job for science. Don't you worry, I've got everything here in my bag. I'm sure you're up for this, Emma. Of course. So, once again, good to be working with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm glad to be working with you as well. Looks like we've got ourselves another cute assistant. So, what's the plan? That looks pretty suspicious to me. Looks like it goes down? I'm curious as well. First, we should investigate this room. Okay, if you find out anything, be sure to tell Uncle Ray. If I remember something, I'll let you know. Yes, please do. Emma? Roger, I'm ready to support. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Jermo the Clown is just around the corner. Oh, I hate him so much. Yeah, that's what he was wondering. How do you hide a whole floor? And how did they even get that idol in here? Ray's not a bad guy. He's just the worst. There's a difference. Alright. Let's start by looking around. Then we'll go talk to everybody. Oh, we want to check out the Grand Tower pamphlet. Alright, so now we know the top floor isn't the PIC meeting room, even though we're told it is. It's actually the storeroom. Edgeworth is the villain. Well, I mean, the PIC certainly thinks so. So you're on the same page there. Do they have PIM particles? Always an important question. Don't you think it's kind of creepy how all these masks are lined up in such a dark place? Emma, are you not good with horror movies? No way! Horror movies are so unscientific. I'm scared of them. I saw there was a sign that said win through compromise there. That's interesting. Alright, Broco, thanks so much for hanging around with us. I appreciate it. You get a great rest. Congrats again on your presentation, and we'll see you around. There is a missing mask here. Let's look at what we've got here first, and then we'll check that out. This mask is the mysterious global hero, Onyankopon. Why are you so surprised? Mr. Edgeworth, don't you know? Everything about this show is shrouded in mystery. From the production company to the broadcast times, even the merchandise is hard to find. Wouldn't that mean the company simply went bankrupt? It's Capital Saipan. He's really popular in Europe. All the kids and even the adults dress up like him. I think the flower on his head would be a little too much. Ambra, thank you so much for the gift sub to Punisher right there. Gift sub number 2008 in the channel. Appreciate the heck out of that, Emperor. Something bribery. I appreciate it. Hey, Jay Melman, welcome in. Yeah, if you haven't seen, see if I can put this in chat real quick. This is the new regular schedule, Mondays and Tuesdays. So welcome in, Jay Melman. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. 2008, the year you became a metalhead, hell yeah. What TV show are these masks from? I'm not very familiar with it, but I believe it's called the Students of the Starry School. Each member of the class is a hero of justice. So I guess these red and white caps are part of their school uniform. And maybe the number of eye slits in the mask corresponds to their class rankings? See, the one on the left is ranked number 1, and the one on the right is number 2, and so on. Oh, let's see. That's how it works. If that's the case, the student with the lowest rank would have a mask full of holes. Guess we'll have to watch the show to find out. When you think of the heroines from the Steel Samurai universe, she's the first to come to mind. That's right, I love the Pink Princess too. Emma, you watch this kind of show? Yeah, of course. You like it too, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I wouldn't go that far. Really? Since you had a Steel Samurai figure in your office, I thought for sure. Emma's noticed it. Caught in 4K there, Edgeworth. Hell yeah, J. Melman, and welcome in. Good to see you. Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. Nickel Samurai always seemed kind of smug by comparison. And his thunder build doesn't look cool at all. I definitely prefer the Steel Samurai. She has good taste. These are murder case files. Huh? What are these doing here? Bell writes they should be kept at the prosecutor's building or the courthouse, but it seems that someone has removed them. Something is afoot. We are none the wiser. That is very suspicious. Also, you see there's a bunch of police mascot masks back there. Various masks are placed here. Even one of the Steel Samurai. Indeed, these are fairly high-quality replicas. Scientifically speaking, just a bunch of random masks. Certainly does look like a hodgepodge collection of masks. This hook is... looks like a hook to hang a mask from. Wonder what mask used to be here. You know! I can't help but remembering we have a Jammin' Ninja mask. Eureka! Jammin' Ninja mask that Kay had with her. So it was originally attached to this hook. That sounds plausible, scientifically speaking. In other words, Kay came here? Quite likely, but for what purpose? Maybe she was gonna steal something from this place? Great thief who steals the truth, huh? No, I don't think we can answer that question at this time. Alright, interesting. That's everything to see here right now, though. Eureka, what? Yeah, someone has priced them. Relatively expensively, I think, too. I don't really know the conversion rate well. What do we got over here? These are... What is it? Items displayed on the shelf here. If I recall correctly, they're all evidence from past cases that I was involved in. What are they doing here? I recognize some of these, actually. Guess that would make this place the PIC's evidence storeroom, huh? These items should be kept in the care of the police. Don't they keep evidence in the prosecutor's office? Only for current trials. However, once a verdict has been reached, the evidence is transferred over to the police department and stored in the evidence room. But it looks like the evidence has been stored here instead. No point in worrying about it. For now, I should try examining everything. Looks like some of the evidence have tags in front of them. There are numbers written on the tags. Maybe they're the ID numbers of the evidence? No, based on how large these numbers are and the nature of the items, I'd say these are prices. Why are there prices on the evidence? Prices? If that's the case. Wow, these are ridiculously expensive. I'm more concerned with the high prices than the legality of this whole affair. Evidence on display. Should inspect every nook and cranny. Why are there price tags on the evidence? That's really weird. That's getting to me here. small bottle. I've seen this piece of evidence before in the past. Huh? Is that all? Yes, what more do you want me to say? I need to make a memo. Note to self. Even the most boring objects sound like works of art when Mr. Edgeworth describes them. Read a memo like that out loud. Ink in the lamp. Both are evidence that I've handled before. Why is all this stuff linked to you? Many of the items here are objects that I've handled just a short while ago. It's probably only coincidence that they're all collected here. Emperor, thank you for the gift sub to Nothing to See Here. Okay. Gift sub number 2009 in the channel. Thank you so much for that, Emperor. See here, I thought there'd be some important evidence, but apparently nothing to see here. Okay. A coincidence? I never thought I'd hear you say that word, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like an Edgeworth thing, does it? No matter how improbable, it fits with the facts, then we must accept it as the truth. Isn't that the same with science? Aha! We should discuss science in detail someday, Mr. Edgeworth. 2009, such a good year! Was it? I don't think I had anything interesting going on that year. Curious what video game releases there were. Maybe there's some good video games that came out. What a cute doll. Kinda looks like the Steel Samurai. It's the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He's destined to become a hero of justice from the moment of his birth. Much pressure rests on his tiny baby shoulders. And yet, he carries himself with a grace and dignity, belies a toddler of his age. Hello, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you even listening to me? Of course I am. got a little deep into it there. Aw, how cute! The stuffed animal's so fluffy. It's from Gourd Lake. Yeah, that's case number 1 of this game. It should be in the care of the prosecutor assigned to that case right now. So that's even worse. Like, this is an active investigation. What? How is the evidence here? We had actual game awards. There's that. Why is it sitting here in a place like this? Huh? This little guy is missing his left horn. Left horn. I'm sure it was already missing when I first saw it. Then this must be a defective product. I demand a recall. Now that I think about it, a broken toy to a country's president does sound strange. I don't know why that's the only one that goes into our evidence, but that probably goes to an active case. The storeroom contains items to be sold, doesn't it? It's unfortunate, but the possibility seems quite high. I suspect some nefarious individual has been selling evidence here. People actually pay money for this stuff? Apparently, some people do. Price tags are proof. It's strokes for different folks, I guess. One last thing to look at, and I think it might be the most important thing here. No corruption in the PIC! Or is it all corruption in the PIC? I have questions. That's strange. Only this one spot is empty. But it still has a price tag, just like all the others. Indeed. Furthermore, there's a part of this cloth that is not covered in dust. Perhaps something was placed here not long ago. I see. Sure seems like it. But what could it have been? Star-shaped mark in the dust. I wonder. Could be related to a certain piece of evidence. I think it is. I think I know what it is. And that just makes things even more interesting. Eureka! This dust pattern matches up perfectly with the base of this candelabra. Likely that the killer got the candelabra from this very storeroom. Does that mean the candelabra was also a piece of evidence? Quite possible. However, that is not the issue here. The murder weapon originally came from this storeroom. We must keep that in mind. As he doesn't add that to evidence. Yeah, somebody's in this very deep. And that is more than a slight problem. Scientifically speaking, this must be a wooden icebox. This chain is tied around to keep the cold from escaping. Probably. No, Emma, wouldn't this be a costume trunk? Made from wood that repels bugs in order to protect the clothes inside. Ah, I see, of course. That's another possible theory. If your clothes are stored in a cold place, it would be nice and cool to wear in the summer. Guess she's sticking to her icebox theory. There's a transceiver sitting next to all these trophies. Looks like they were lined up together on purpose. Looks like it's still got batteries in it. Might come in handy later, so I'll pick them up for now. I'll be sure to put it to good use before I turn it into the police. Sounds just like what a certain great thief would say. Like a mummy was stored with it? It would be a very small mummy, though. Baby mummy. Wow, talk about bad taste. I've never seen such a gaudy desk before. Just what kind of person would use something like this? The tabletop is being supported by 4 naked men. The sign is quite painful to look at. Are these in poor taste? Maybe this is also related to one of your past cases. No, none of the cases I handled involved a person with such bad taste. At least I hope not. Well, that's an interesting desk. Hobbit mummy. It's not theft unless I forget to return it. As long as you keep saying you're borrowing it, you technically haven't stolen it yet. So says most people in the Ace Attorney universe. There's a huge stack of money piled up here. How unrefined. They're all $100 bills. Talk about big bucks. Interesting. How many times your yearly salary do you think this is worth? Leave my salary out of this. What's this? Looks like a giant head. If I recall, this is the head of Mrs. Monkey. It was from a case I was involved with in the past. Impressive how they're able to get such a large object into this room. Ms. Monkey, huh? Really doesn't have a nice ring to it. Maybe you remembered the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Impossible. Can't be true. Couple more things to look at. I see that suitcase back there. I remember that. That was from the case on the airplane. I think in the first game, Ace Attorney Investigations anyway. A statue. Yes, is it some sort of new fact? No. This is evidence from a case that I was previously involved in. I think that was also the airplane case. It was called the Alice Red statue. There's supposed to be 2 of them, one real and one fake, but no matter which one this is, it's unnatural for it to turn up in a place like this. Mr. Edgeworth, you've really seen a lot of cases. Huh? Gotcha! Yippee-ki-yay! I got me a scoop! Ah! Ugh! My eyes! Stop it! You ain't getting away from the Great Lotta's camera that easy. Oh my god. Speaking of irritating people from the past. I reckon y'all must be criminals. I'ma snap 16 shots before y'all can even say cheese. We're not criminals. Really? You ain't fooling my camera of the justice with those words. You are. Huh? Ain't you that heinous prosecutor from back then? What are you calling heinous? This has a lot of heart. He's a photographer I've dealt with during my past cases. I see her distinctive accent and her chatterbox mouth haven't changed a bit. Yeah, she's still super irritating as always. Why is it that in the Ace Attorney games, at least half of your allies spend most of the game making your life miserable? I mean, I've had friends like that, but still. Just look at that face. You're obviously up to no good. She has a bad impression of us. Now's the time to pay your dues. Stand still while I photograph y'all. You only came here to investigate. Lies! You think you can fool me like that? Mr. Edgeworth, she's not listening at all. She seems harmless. Let's just leave her be for now. By leave her be, I hope you mean interrogate her, because what the hell? Oh, let's talk to Emma first, since I accidentally clicked that button. Kay is the suspect. I can't just stay silent. I feel the same way. For now, we should calm down and search for clues. No, after thinking it through, scientifically, I've come up with an even better plan. I'll just give Kay an extremely powerful electric shock to her head. And see if that'll jumpstart her memories. That seems a bit, no, quite dangerous. I would prefer to go with my proposal to calm down and investigate this room. That's so, but in science, a bit of danger always comes with the territory. It's not exactly what you would call a bit of danger. Why is everyone murderous in these games? Terrifying. I came back here for a while as my teacher's translator, but normally I study in Europe. That's right, to become a super forensic scientist. That's admirable. Endeavoring to learn is the duty of a student. Yes, in order to excel in both academics and athletics, I've even taken up sports. For example, the competitions they have during sports day. Oh? What sort of competition she's referring to? Unlike Americans, Europe has extremely tough, manly sports, and... well, I'm sure you've heard of the War of the Eyeglasses, at least. I've never heard of it before in my life. What the hell is that? Hey, Claire, welcome in. That is an amazing emote combo. Holy crap. Trust me, I'm a scientist, not a murderer. The Scots games are intense. Holy crap. Those I definitely know about. Ooh. Somehow, I get the feeling she doesn't like you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. She's even calling you absurd things like a heinous prosecutor. Been involved with a few of my previous cases. Her turning up here was a bit unexpected, but let us continue with her own investigation. Gather clues and connect them with logic. The truth will come to me. That is my way of doing things. I won't let a heinous journalist get in my way. Mr. Edgeworth? Are you bothered by being called a heinous prosecutor? Most definitely not. Yeah, he is. Let's go ahead and save here. Nice to see you as well, Claire. Hope you've been having a good week. Alright, next, let us talk to Kay. Look, check it out. This lift has a sturdy platform and solid steel supports. According to my calculations, it should be able to support the weight of 50 Mr. Edgeworths. Doubt there's enough space for that many people. It needs to be used for moving goods. I wonder about that. If you pack them in real tight, they just might fit. All 50 of them. Impossible. That aside, there's still some places in the storeroom we need to examine. We'll examine the lift after we finish our investigation here. Impossible, huh? And how about 45? No, we might even be able to fit 48 people in. Just thinking about the wrong thing here. Alright, so I think we've seen basically everything around the perimeter of the room. That just takes us to the desk. Let's talk to Lotta next, see what she's got to say. I say, instantly regretting my decision. So, what are y'all folks doing in a suspicious place like this? I was about to ask you the very same question. Why are you here? For the people of the world and for myself. I'm a social justice photographer after all. So I gotta take photo after photo after photo for my big scoop. I won't be able to talk to her normally when she's like this. Alright, so she's on the warpath, so we'll leave her be. Alright, anything new to say to Kay? No. Oh man, Uncle Ray's heart's pounding up a storm. Surrounded by so many cutie pies in such a small, cramped room. Shields, please try to be more serious. It was just a joke. Uncle Ray's keeping a close watch over little Kay. So you can continue your investigation without worry. Watching over Kay is exactly what I'm worried about. Alright, so I still can't look at the platform. Earlier you said this was evidence from a case that you were involved in. At any rate, you gotta admit that this is a very strange statue. It's the Alice Red statue. Huh? This is the Alice Red statue. But it doesn't look all red to me. Wait, the name is written here. Aleph Red statue. Aleph Red. All is red. All is red. Aleph Red. What are you mumbling to yourself about over there? No, it's nothing. Come on, let's examine some other places. That got weird. Alright, do you have any logic we can apply here? Oh yeah, there is. So, there's high prices attached to all the items in this room. Also, we saw a big suitcase full of money, like someone was doing a big deal in here. It's obvious to connect those two and make the price tags attached to the piece of evidence and that huge stash of cash. Clear that the buying and selling of evidence was being carried out here. In the hidden 51st floor, evidence was being trafficked. This clearly means something. Further investigation is needed about the dealings that went on in this place. Only there was a witness. We could just ask them. Witness. Oh no. If Lotta was hiding down here, she might have seen some things. But also, just so we remember, Lotta's memory is worth nothing. So, why did you come here? For the people of the world, and for myself. She already said this. Are we not talking to her? Social justice. It'll allow me to guess the reason why you came down here. Was it perhaps to expose the illegal evidence trafficking? Oh, I get it. You were trying to get a scoop on the secret dealings. Huh. Y'all know that much already? Well, I reckon there ain't no reason to hide it anymore. Sources tell me there's some kind of black market auction being held around these parts. What did you say? So then all this evidence here is... Yep, goods for the auction. There's a lot of dirty money flying around here. I want to try and catch it with my own two eyes. A source gave me a whole bunch of info, but... I figured just hearing about all it ain't enough. Seeing is believing after all. Oh, I've been staking out the place from behind this here statue since yesterday. The auction took place late last night, went on until the early morning. Murder on the night of a black market auction. Could the two events be related? I mean, sure feels like it. She might have seen a lot of stuff. I sure hope so. We need some evidence here. Murder paraphernalia. What a gory auction right there. These days you get all the true crime podcasters in there. Think the price goes up if there's still blood on it? I bet it does. I bet it does. Black market dealings in the Grand Tower. Guess I really hit the mother lode this time. Were all the items in the auction pieces of evidence? There was some normal stuff too, like stolen art and the like. I would consider stolen art to be normal. But I reckon the evidence was the star of the show here. These folks are law fanatics, trying to get their hands on all the latest goods from the police. So that's what you wanted to get pictures of, Miss Hart? Pretty much. They were meeting right under this very storeroom. I watched them from up here. Wait, they were meeting under the storeroom? Because we know what's under the storeroom. You said you were here since yesterday. You witnessed the entire event? It was black market auction after all. They followed a fairly detailed procedure. First, the participants entered the storeroom from the viewing platform one at a time. When they got in, they each took one of those masks on the wall over there. What do you think about these masks? They're all equipped with voice changers, itty bitty ones. That way, they wouldn't be recognized. They wanted to protect their anonymity? You mean their anonymity? Yeah, that's it. Their anonymity. Why not just say identity and make things easier for all of us? After putting on the mask, they'd go down the lift. And then the next fella would come right in. On the way back, it was the exact same thing, but in reverse. They'd come up one by one, return the mask, and head up out of the storeroom. Wow, that's pretty thorough. Interesting. They're a nymphody? It is a difficult word to say, I'll give it to that at least. But yeah, everything about this seems deeply concerning. Holy crap, we've stumbled upon something way bigger than I thought we were here. How many participants were there? 11 people altogether. I counted each of them as they made their way down. Alright. You know, I wasn't just laid up behind the statue the entire time. Then where were you in the beginning? Well, don't you worry yourself about that, you hear? She was hiding behind the statue the entire time. I watched the folks coming in while lurking in the shadows, all secret agent-like. Note to self, secret agents like to lurk in the shadows. And then, I used that lift over there to get down to the auction site. After they all went down, I watched the whole thing from the lift. That lift stayed down the entire time. No, it came back up, but there's a tiny gap in the floor there. There's a bit of space between the floor and the lift platform, you see? So I could see just about everything that was going on down there. But did you see the person who was conducting the auction? Eh? Well, yeah, you betcha I did. What kind of story would this be if I didn't know who the conductor was? Conductor, huh? So I'll need to ask her for more details. I'm just waiting for her to make problems that I'm going to save here. I mean, either strict exclusivity or piss-poor marketing. It's hard to tell sometimes. Not that conductor, Rooks! Do you have any more information about this so-called conductor? You know, I came here to get me a scoop. What makes you think I'll give up my info to you all willy-nilly? Basically, what you're saying is you don't know. Ah, I see. So that's why she won't answer. What can I say? I couldn't even tell how old they were, or if they were a guy or a gal. Can you tell me what the person was wearing at the time? They had on a white jacket with a purple flower, and they were wearing white gloves. I mean, that sounds like our murder victim. But you know, I don't mean much when I have no earthly clue who they really are. Though the conductor's identity was hidden, just like the participants. That's right, they had on a mask and voice changer, just like everyone else. What kind of mask did this person wear? It was a Zervin mask, I reckon. Zervin? What in blazes is that supposed to be? Miss Redgeworth, you don't know about Zervin? He's a sworn enemy of global hero Onyankwan. Zervin, the ruler of time. Seriously, who hasn't heard of him? Most people, I'd imagine. Since the conductor wore a mask, I assume you were not able to see their face. Not even a teeny weeny bit, after I came all this way for my big scoop. This whole story has turned out to be nothing but fool's gold. I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, discovering a secret auction, hopefully she got pictures of it, that's kind of a big deal. But what about the abductor? Alright. set of clothes seems familiar. Perhaps I should show her that piece of evidence. Yeah, I think we should. Hey, would you mind looking at this dead body for a second? You said the conductor wore a white jacket with a purple flower and white gloves. That's right. She looks spiffy for a criminal mastermind. Miss Hart, they look anything like this. Hey, that's it! That's the conductor! Hold your horses! Are you telling me the conductor's dead? She's the victim of a case we're investigating. Her name is Jill Crane. Have you heard of her? You'd say I have. So, she was a lady, huh? What kind of gal dresses like that? She gets her kicks by fooling me into thinking she's a guy? Doubt that her intention was to deceive you. Setting that aside, we've established something of major importance. The victim was the conductor of the black market auction. I see. So the conductor was killed. That might explain... Explain what, Miss Hart? No, it's nothing, honest. Miss Hart, you clearly sounded suspicious just now. And I'm telling you, I ain't. Can't be. Hey, Sammy Train, welcome and good morning to you. How are you doing today, Sammy? How's everything going with you? And yeah, this is, I think, the 5th game in this series we played. I love it, but also I really love games about murder mysteries, so I'm really enjoying it. And Emperor, thank you so much for the gift sub to Sammy right there. Gift sub number 2010 in the channel. Very much appreciated, Emperor. Thank you for that. Also, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and see if I can remember how to do this. There we go. Thank you for the shout out there. If anybody in here isn't following Sammy, you should jump on that. She has a fantastic channel, plays a huge variety of games. New stuff, old stuff, just really interesting stuff, and just hanging out with her, great time. So make sure you click that link, give her a follow, check her out next time she's live. You're gonna have a good time over there. Sammy, you're on mobile and your emotes haven't updated by imagine me spamming Shane Hart. Thank you very much for that, Sammy. I appreciate that. All right, catching up on the year. You're almost to the modern era, Emperor. Sorry, were you trying to say something? No, I ain't. I ain't said nothing. Please don't be like that. Just tell us. How many times do I gotta tell you? I'm a journalist. Information is what pays the bills. I can't just go around spouting everything I know. Apparently, withholding information from the cops isn't illegal in the Phoenix Wright universe, because she does this every time. Does that make my bribes retro? Ooh, I think it does. I think it does. Even cooler in that case. I've already said too much. I ain't got nothing left to say to y'all. Then, what if I found some fingerprints for you? What good would that do me? I don't want none of your dusty old prints. Why don't you follow my example and do some investigating on your own? Oh, I guess you won't tell us anything. Not to worry, Emma. Just leave it to me. I have a certain method of drawing out information from those who wish to hide it. I think I know what we're about to do. I'm gonna have to see if I can remember how to do this. It has been a while since we've done this. That girl's head is very early 2000. It really is. It really is. As soon as you mentioned that, I'm like, I know exactly the outfit you're talking about. Emperor, thank you so much for the gift sub to Follows right there. Gift sub number 2011 in the channel. Much appreciated. And Follows, enjoy your gift sub. Much like how perjury during the trials is ignored unless it's bad for the defense. Also weird. I think they've only used the word perjury once in the 5 games we played, and no one actually got in trouble for it, which is insane. My opponent's lips are sealed. I'll be the one to unseal them. Let us begin. Alright, so we're doing mental chess, which is his way of breaking down suspects on interrogation that don't want to talk. It's actually pretty uncommon that perjury ever gets punished. In the real world also as well. Like, I think part of that is just because, like, the idea is to get to the truth, and if you get to it, like, you don't need to, you know, as long as the people come clean eventually, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just frustrating. Also, you know, it's a lot of work to prosecute, too. They know the word, but wish they didn't. First, let's analyze my opponent's demeanor. I ain't telling you nothing, so quit wasting my time. Seems rather impatient, as she's trying to cut off the conversation. I must be careful with my time. I won't have long to consider my responses. Oh god! Alright, so I'm gonna have a limited time limit. Almost certain she's hiding something from me. That's where I'll begin my attack. Now, time for the first move. So if I remember correctly, it's... you back off when they act angry, and then press the attack when they stumble. I think that's how this works. Logic chess, begin! Alright. Don't you think you're overreacting a bit? Let's just calm down. I'm always calm, now leave me alone! Real journalist always keeps her cool. Speaking of journalists, I have something interesting to tell you. A few days ago, I met another self-proclaimed journalist. She spoke with an accent quite similar to your own. She spoke like me? Maybe it was... Nicole Swift. You had a distinct way of speaking, one very much like your own. Furthermore, she said that she had a mentor. Could she have been referring to you? We met her in the first case in this game. Oh, so you know Nicole? Well, ain't that a fun little coincidence? Where'd y'all meet? Wait. No, stop trying to get me to spill the beans. Whew, that was a close call. Did she let down her guard when she talks about Miss Swift? This could be a useful clue. I had to step away just as I started a rooftop investigation. Can I get a quick summary of what's going on? Yes. So we figured out, we knew before it was impossible for Kay to have fallen off the building because a 50-story drop would have killed her. So what we found instead is there was a trap door that she fell down. And in the trap door, there was a storeroom full of old police evidence with price tags on it. And we also found our old friend Lotta Hart, the photographer, who apparently was investigating a black market auction of old police evidence. So now we're trying to figure out what she knows, because, like, things have gotten crazy now. Because it appears our murder victim may have been running the black market auction. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right here. Is there a character whose name is Ace Attorney, or is this guy the Ace Attorney? So this one is actually a spin-off called Ace Attorney Investigations. This is about, like, your rival from the Ace Attorney games. In the main series, the main character is named Phoenix Wright, and this is his arch rival, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, who's a bit of a jerk but has impeccable style, as you can see. Oh geez, yeah, Kissa, you're probably gonna want to get that off your hands as quickly as possible. The thickest plotting. No worries, Sammy, always happy to help. I know with games like this, like jumping in midway is hard, so I always try and recap whenever I can, if anybody needs it. Alright. I want you to tell me everything that you know right now. No way, Jose. I ain't spilling my guts to someone I have no connection with. Perhaps I should use that clue. You say I have no connection with you, Miss Hart. What about the past games you were in? The several past games you were in, where we talked repeatedly and worked together sometimes. Are we just ignoring that? Is that what we're doing here? Sorry. But don't we have a mutual acquaintance with your apprentice? Well, that's... I reckon it would be mighty cruel of me. Give Nicole's friends the cold shoulder. Then why don't you share with us what you know? Because I don't know if we're technically friends with Nicole, but we did manage to get her off the hook for attempted murder of a foreign president, so, you know, surely we're owed something here. I get you, Kiss, I get you. It's kind of a clue. Well, when you put it like that, I guess I could let you in on my No, I ain't falling for your nasty tricks. No, sirree. Your school? No, just forget it. I ain't nothing important. Such a slip of the tongue. It's hardly becoming of a journalist. You have a scoop, don't you? Now, tell us what it is. Ah! All right, you got me. Had me a perfect scoop. But I ain't telling you what it is. Sell the story to a publisher. The information she's hiding could be vital to the investigation. Need to make her talk. Next, I'll press her on the contents of her scoop. Alright, got my time back, that's a good thing. She may be quick to lose her temper, but she's even quicker to loosen her tongue. Go ahead and save here in case things go badly. Not a friend per se, but you got her in your pocket. Honestly, in the Ace Attorney games, it's probably the better option. We have ways of making you talk. Gotta have those safety saves, it's important. Not a difficult opponent. Now to extract the information I need. Does your story pertain to an incident of some kind? Well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's hardly a clear answer. Why are you always hollering at me? I ain't done nothing wrong. I just snuck in to do some investigative reporting. Sounds very Larry Butts right there. Stop yelling at me, Edgeworth. You didn't do anything wrong. That's a bold statement. Considering you're currently trespassing on private property. Hey! You're doing it too! Well, the prosecutors got the right to investigate it wherever they please. I shouldn't mention anything about the current state of my employment. There are far worse people in the world, you know? I reckon I'm a saint. Yeah, folks, murder. Considering what you just mumbled, possible your scoop has something to do with a murder incident? Hey, I was only talking in general terms just now. I mean, anybody would look like a bag of roses compared to a murderer, right? Sounds like you're just making excuses to me. All I did was gather info on the black market auction. Murder incident? I don't know anything about that. I ain't seen or heard nothing. Clues to proceed to this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack. I don't have a lot of time, though! Does this scoop of yours have something to do with the black market auction? What are you talking about? I don't know nothing about that. Weren't you in the middle of infiltrating the black market auction? Haven't we been talking about the black market auction for the last 20 minutes? Mostly you doing the talking? The only logical conclusion is that your story has something to do with it. You ain't getting any answers from me. I didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear? What exactly? You hear something during the auction? No, that's... I just heard a weird sound or so. It ain't even worth mentioning in my article. Just forget about it. No question, something happened during the black market auction. Heard a strange sound. Could be a useful clue. Alright, so now we go back the other way, but we're almost out of time. This is getting dangerous. We already heard this before. We just gotta speed through again. Hopefully we have enough time to do this. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. Let's see. Come on. We're almost, if we can get her, if we can break that piece of hers, we should get our time back. So let's see what happens. Yeah, thank goodness for the safety save too, but hopefully we won't need it. Perhaps I should use that clue. Yes, I think we made it. Didn't you say you heard something strange during the auction? It stuck out to you so much, it must not have been a sound that you would normally hear. For example, screams of a murder victim. How do you keep figuring everything out so quick? That's right. Stumbled upon a murder in the middle of my stakeout. But please, don't make me say any more. This is the biggest scoop I've had in a while. Murder that she overheard. Most likely the same incident we're currently investigating. This is bound to be crucial information. Finish this by confirming the credibility of her information. A lot of heart, credible, I think not. Alright, we got our time back. Whew. He has nowhere left to run. It's time to deal the final blow. After another safety save, because it's getting hard. What is that word, Groshen? I'm hesitant to even try pronouncing it. Whenever I play an Ace Attorney game and the character I'm playing as declares we know something, I'm like, do we? Yeah, I'm the same thing. Like, you've seen it countless times in the Phoenix Wright games. Phoenix is like, now I know exactly what's going on. This is the piece of evidence that proves it. And then the menu pops up. I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. What is he on about? How? What? What do we know? What am I supposed to know here? It makes me feel incredibly dumb. But, you know, on the other hand, when you actually do know what they're talking about, you feel brilliant. So it kind of works out either way. Let's see. Torchless panic. Torchless panic. The fear of an impending deadline. Gate closing panic. Oh, that's a cool word. I could see that coming in handy. And thank you for the pronunciation, Vin. Thank you for the lesson, Groshen. I appreciate that. Swedish Chess. You mean Chess the Musical? I know that one. Interesting, interesting. All right, let's get into it. Tell me what you know about the murder incident. Full detail. Well, my memory ain't what it used to be. Not much I can talk about. I ain't the most attentive gal in the world. You see? Alright, so that's a dead end there. So we gotta go back to that. Did you really stumble upon a murder? Calling me a liar? That was fighting words. She's angry, so we back off, let her set the trap herself. I'm a bona fide journalist. I would never publish lies in my articles. Faster and more accurate than anyone. That's my motto. Her motto, huh? Could be useful too. Should keep that in mind. Tell me the truth. I know you're still hiding something from me. I ain't hiding nothing from nobody. I already done told you everything I know. Alright, so that's gonna be our last line of attack here. We'll go for the top one again now. Ah, here we go. So now we've got the clue to get past this one. I'd hardly expect a bona fide journalist to be so inattentive. Didn't you just say your motto is to be faster and more accurate than anyone? Well, that's as I expected. The credibility of your information is suspect. But I know what I heard. I even got proof. Ah, here we go. We know she has a camera with her. She's got a picture. She's got a picture of something. We just gotta get her to bring it out here. You have proof? How is that possible? Explain yourself at once. I got me some... Wait, you heard that? Well, I was just talking to myself. Y'all go on and pay it. Y'all just go on and pay it no mind. She's still hiding something. It's an important clue. Use it effectively. Alright, so is the bottom one we're doing now, I think? No, we've already done that one. So the top one? Yeah, top one, I think. Nope, middle one. Alright. Isn't there something you haven't told me yet? You have evidence regarding the incident you witnessed. Something definitive enough to publish in an article. We got her! What in tarnation? Let me off the hook already. Fine, I'll tell you everything. I'll even show you the photo I took if you stop harassing me. That good enough for you? Checkmate. Logic chess complete! Woo! She has pictures of Bigfoot? She probably thinks she does. Wasn't she trying to get photos of like a cryptid the first time we met her? Like a Nessie type thing, I think. Yeah, Lana always has a photo. It's just often weird and ambiguous, but useful. It comes in handy even though not immediately. Oh, interesting, Chinanan, interesting. Here, I gotta blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. See, I'd say weird and ambiguous beats boring and static any day, so I'll take that. I lost. I really lost. The Mouth of the South has been defeated. No, that's Jimmy Hart. Don't you dare try and take his title away from him. Now then, it's time to come clean. Tell me everything that you know. I was watching the auction, gathering info for my story. You didn't just watch, though. You got shocking photos, too, right? A little while after the auction started, someone won a bid, and the conductor banged the gavel. Someone hollered, "We'll finish the deal upstairs," or something like that. That ain't good, I thought to myself as I hurried back to hide behind the statue. Did you see whomever came up? Not quite, but I reckon the fellow that came up was the winner of the bid. I could smell the buttery aroma of big fat wads of cash. Buttery aroma? Can't imagine that at all. I reckon this room is where the bidders ponied up the dough for their purchases. Two of them talked for a while. Wait, there was a second person in the storeroom. You betcha. I reckon it was the conductor. Then, out of nowhere, one of them starts screaming. I scared my britches off. I rolled myself up into a ball and kept on laying low. So you witnessed the murder? Well, I wouldn't say that I witnessed it, but I definitely heard it, though. Didn't you try to stop them? Stop right there. That ain't even funny. What's a dainty little thing like me gonna do? Ain't. After that, I heard me some rustling and bustling. Whole time, I'm really regretting coming here. Something fierce. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, nothing gets in the way of a lot of heart in her photos. This is my big scoop. Ain't no way I was gonna let it slip away. A bit later, I hear this loud thud. I figured it was my last chance to snap a photo from behind the statue. Well then, would you please show us the photo? Oh, why do I have to? This is... person in the red raincoat who attacked Kay! Person in the red raincoat assaulted the victim in the storeroom. And then attacked Kay on the roof? Photo of someone in a red raincoat. I noticed their hand's bloody too, which is interesting. Only one person in this photo. Where is the victim? Yeah, I thought it was strange too. I could have swore there were two of them, but I looked, there was only the one. What? That's gotta be the killer, don't you reckon? She's saying the victim disappeared. You were able to tell this person was the culprit just by looking. Their hand was stained bright red, so I figured it was them. What happened to the auction after the murder? Nothing really, just went on like normal. So those rich folks didn't give a hoot. Got some nerve. Nerve of a journalist is nothing to scoff at either. Let's see, Hart was the designer's idea of a stereotypical person from Osaka. Apparently the developers in the Osaka Capcom offices did not appreciate the implication that people from Osaka are cheapskates. That's entertaining. And it's very common that rural accents in Japanese games get translated as the US Deep South when they come to the to English. Hey, Chugabo, welcome in. Nobody's actually said that yet. I was thinking of that though. The Red Raincoat Killer from Deadly Premonition, of course, of course. Welcome in, Chugaboom. How are you doing today? Alright. So, we got some new things in evidence. Number one, we got this photo. Yeah, the blood on the hand is interesting, but interesting for a different reason for me. If you don't know yet, I'll keep it a secret for now. Photo taken just after the crime. It was taken by Lotta, who'd snuck into the storeroom on the 51st floor. After the conductor and another person entered the storeroom, one of them suddenly started screaming. We also have Lotta's testimony here. The black market auction was being held in the Grand Tower. The items up for the auction were pieces of evidence from past cases. 11 people attended to the event. Each one of them was wearing a mask. The auction continued even after Jill Crane's murder. Alright. Go ahead and save after all that. Successfully beat to the logic chess part. The Lord hungers! Good to see you as well, Chugaboom. I am good. Glad to be done with work for the week and relaxing a little bit. Don't have to go back till Wednesday, so that's very nice. Although my phone did just buzz. Make sure work's not trying to get a hold of me. Thankfully not. Alright. So what do we want to do next? Can we talk to Lotta again? Y'all got something to say? No, we've already heard everything from her. We probably want to check out the lift now. That's what she said before. No, he still says after we finish our investigation. Ray doesn't have anything else different to say. Alright, do we have any logic we can do now? Yeah, I think that we can work with this. So, the auction participants entered the storeroom from the roof one at a time and exited the same way. And we also know that the murder may have occurred in the storeroom during the auction and the victim disappeared, which narrows down where the victim could have gone. We assume that the murder took place in this storeroom. Then we must conclude that the body was here as well. Huh? Isn't that pretty obvious? Do you remember how the participants left the auction? Of course, they passed through this storeroom on the way back from the auction. Ah! Exactly. culprit had to hide the body so that the participants wouldn't discover it. The real question is, where was the body hidden? Emma, would you mind lending me a hand? Leave it to me. What do you want me to do? Let's see. Use your luminol reagent to test for a blood reaction. If you would, please. Okay, let me show you the power of science. The glint in her eyes is getting brighter by the second. Let's start by examining the ladder over there. Based on Ms. Hart's picture, the person in the red raincoat headed towards that ladder. Chances are, something will turn up if we check there. I mean, if they had blood on their hand, it would make sense there'd be some in the ladder. Just touch anything you want to examine. If you do that, you'll be able to spray the luminol reagent at it. If there's a blood stain on the spot where you sprayed, you'll get a reaction like this. Even so, no matter how many times I see blood stains, always so gruesome. There's a blood reaction here, but it's kind of faint. Let's spray it with luminol 2 or 3 more times so it'll be nice and clear. You can see it clearly now. It's even more gruesome than before. You understand how to look for bloodstains now? There are probably a few more bloodstains here, so why don't you give it a try, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright, we can do that. Hey, Doc Belvin, welcome in. How are you doing today? It's not an Emma game till we get to the luminol. Now we're cooking. What about this big box here? Anything? No. Police evidence? Nothing. Near the masks either. Some letter? Aha! I mean, that's to be expected. You climb the ladder and have blood on their left hand. Let's search the rest of the storeroom for bloodstains just like that. First, let's look for a place to spray the luminol reagent. Alright, how about this box over here? You want to examine this spot? Spray the luminol in every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Apparently she got plenty. Aha! Mr. Edgeworth, there's a blood stain here too! However, why is there a blood stain in a place like this? Maybe something that had blood on it was stored inside? Well, I can think of something that might have blood on it that someone would want to hide in a box. Can you? Mr. Edgeworth, there are places we still haven't checked yet. Let's continue our investigation. Yeah, we should be thorough and check everywhere. I'm curious. Oh, I bet there's going to be something over here. Fortunately, there were no reactions here. Oh, alright. Anything over here? Nothing there. At the desk. Nothing there. How about the money? Nope, nothing there. Cool, cool. The statue? Probably nothing here. Nope. And how about the lift itself? Alright, something here, something here. Oh, here we go. Interesting spot for it, just outside the lift. Mr. Edgeworth, there's a reaction. It's a bloodstain. What? Why in a place like this? Perhaps this is where the murder took place. Ah! Looks like some of the blood dropped down to the floor below. Might have to check that out in a bit. Looks like we found all the bloodstains in the storeroom. Means we haven't investigated the storeroom sufficiently. Alright, we'll go ahead and save then. And I assume that means now we can check out the lift maybe? Or maybe we have to do the, we have to do some logic. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty obvious, so let's go for that. Well, we know how the victim was killed. They were stabbed with a candelabra, but we also do know they got a head wound that took place that they got after they were killed. We don't know how that came about. Looks like the crime scene has been elevated. I don't have any sunglasses to slam on, or otherwise would be doing that right there. Alright. So the culprit hid the bodies so it wouldn't be seen by the auction participants. And we found a blood stain inside that costume trunk. Could it be? Reason why we found a blood stain in the costume trunk. Because the murderer hid the body in that box. I wonder I wonder who won the bid for it. The trunk, I mean. That I don't know. Certainly, everything worked out exactly as someone wanted. Hold it. I couldn't have been in that dress. It couldn't have been in that dressing box. What do you mean? When I first came down here, that box caught my eye too. It was just the right size and would have made the perfect hiding place. That's what I thought anyway. But I couldn't get the dang thing to open. It'd been wrapped up real tight with a locked chain. The murder happened after that, so hiding a body in there would have been impossible, you know? Chain wrapped around it. It's strange. Right now, it doesn't seem to be locked up at all. Huh? That's weird. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me or something? Interesting. So, or maybe the killer is the one that had the key to the chains, which is also an interesting thing. With that, I believe we've examined everything there is to examine here. Well then, let's head on down. Oh, have we decided our next destination? Hey, Kay! Yes, Mr. Shields. We wouldn't want you to get lost. Make sure you stay real close to Uncle Ray, Kay? Right. I'll follow you closely, Mr. Shields. These two. When did they get along like that? Investigation complete. Alright, let's see where the lift leads. I have a suspicion. April 5th, 7:43 p.m., Grand Tower, PIC meeting room. Whoa. Mr. Edgeworth! This place is... Is this the auction hall? No, it's the meeting room from before. How nice of you to drop in, Kay Faraday. You've got some guts. Hey, you guys, arrest her! Arrest her! Wait, Kay is... As for the rest of the riffraff, just show them out the door. This is tyranny! Yeah, it's tyranny, pal! Miles, it's kinda bad. The light of justice shines above me. Ow! Ow! Why me too? Oh, that's strange. I was aiming for that weak ex-prosecutor. You were clearly aiming at me. Maybe something got in my way. Particularly... right around there. Francesca. Just what do you think you're doing here, ex-prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? Do not believe that Kay is the culprit behind this incident. You're just an ordinary man without investigation rights. What you say does not matter. I am Francesca von Karma. I will never stop moving forward. However, you chose to quit. The outcome of our battle has already been decided. I cast away my badge because it became a millstone around my neck. I shall continue moving forward even without it. The path I walk will surely lead to the truth. My actions are driven by that belief, and that is something which will never change. So you're saying that you found a path to the truth? Then show it to me. But if that path proves to be a foolish one, it will not survive my whip. Alright, so now we've got sort of a reverse interrogation, I think? Like, we're not interrogating her, she's interrogating us, but I don't know how this is gonna work. Yeah, please practice better whip control, jeez. Wonder if I could rock up at work with a whip and smack people when they're being foolish? You could, it just wouldn't end well is the problem. Sanford Whipsco. The victim used her keycard and entered this room with the culprit. Then, the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with the candelabra, killing her. Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? Of course, the crime scene is right here in this room, the PIC meeting room. Proof is the bloodstain we found here in the meeting room. That settles it, Miles Edgeworth. Miss Von Karma seems really confident, doesn't she? Ah, I see. She's a fiery one, isn't she? I don't mind a feisty cutie. So how about introduction? Oh! How repulsive. Well, Miles Edgeworth, can you break my logic? If you truly have no intention of stopping here, prove it to me with evidence. Very well. I'll show you, Francesca, evidence that paves my path. I think this is the finale of the chapter right here. So consider her to be the boss. Alright, as usual, we're going to start here by pressing on everything she says, see if we get any additional information. And well, for whom? Good question. I don't have that answered. I don't think you'd want to find out, though. Alright, so the victim used her keycard and entered the room with the culprit.
Hold it!
Was there nothing suspicious about the security system? The meeting room security is perfect, much like my logic. There is no room for doubt. Logic isn't as perfect as you think. In any case, your opinion has not changed. Yes, the victim and the culprit entered the room together. Which is very likely because we know the two keycard swipes, and the timeline doesn't really line up otherwise. Alright, so then the culprit stabbed the victim in the chest with a candelabra, killing her. Did the victim's wounds match up with the candelabra? The victim's chest was pierced in 3 places simultaneously by a sharp metal object. Is there anything else that could have done such a thing? That should all be written in Dr. Young's autopsy report. So you're sure that the murder weapon was the candelabra? Exactly. As for who the culprit is? Shouldn't the letter make it obvious who the culprit is? Do you have anything to confirm that the letter was actually sent by Kay? Are you proposing that it was forged by the real criminal? That possibility was dismissed some time ago. There were no traces of forgery on the letter. Of course, there were no other traces besides Kay Faraday and the victim found on the letter. Are you saying you found Kay's fingerprints on the letter? The only fingerprints we found belonged to the victim. In other words, you can't really say that Kay is the culprit. Didn't I just say that the possibility of a forgery has been dismissed? That letter was originally sent by Kay Faraday. Or it's only natural to assume that she is the culprit. I do think Kay sent the letter, but I think they're assuming things that aren't true about it. Of course, the crime scene was right here in this room, the PIC meeting. Do you have any proof that the crime took place in this room? Von Karma is perfect in every way. Perhaps you forgot that when you gave up your badge? Proof is the blood stain they found in the meeting room. That settles it. Have we determined who the blood actually belongs to? Blood analysis confirmed that it belonged to the victim. Just because the blood stain was found here doesn't mean that this was the scene of the crime. You forget, Miles Edgeworth, that in court, evidence is everything. If you believe this room is not the crime scene, show me the evidence that proves it. Evidence that shows where the crime took place. May not be in court, but I'll show her the truth. Miss Von Karma isn't showing any openings. However, there is one fact we know that she does not. They're not the only ones who can perform scientific investigations. And therein lies the proof. Path to the truth I've found. Alright. So it looks like that last statement's where we gotta push. We'll go ahead and save here. I mean, it could be the statement before that, but I think the last statement's what they want me to work on here. So what do we got as evidence? We have... Aha! Yes, this is actually perfect. I forgot about the blood dripping. Objection! We got her. If memory serves me correctly, the blood in the meeting room was found in front of the statue of Lady Justice, was it not? To murder someone before Lady Justice, this culprit knows no fear. I wonder about that. Have a look at this piece of evidence. Blood was found in the storeroom right above the meeting room. As you can see, there are signs that it dripped down onto the floor below. Right under the hidden lift is... Statue of Lady Justice. Then you understand, the murder did not take place here. The killer murdered the victim in the storeroom and then moved the body to this room. What Lady Justice witnessed was a coward trying to conceal her crime, and not the moment of the murder. She's smiling? Pardon me, I just remembered a conversation quite similar to this one. As I expected, Miles Edgeworth. Such naivete couldn't possibly be an act. Just how is Mr. Edgeworth naive? Oh! Have you forgotten? Or are you all just playing the foolish fool? The amount of blood in the meeting room is clearly greater than in the storeroom. Please don't just hit me and then ignore me. Ow! Such a large amount of blood couldn't have simply dripped from the floor above. And even if it had, there should have been much more blood left behind in the storeroom. The murder could not have occurred anywhere other than this meeting room. You're as predictable as always, Francesca. What? The difference in the amount of blood is just as you say. Question is, why does such a difference exist? That issue is trivial. I've already explained it with my perfect logic. In that case, how do you explain the blood that was found in the storeroom? I don't suppose you're going to tell me that it somehow sprayed all the way up there? Like a water fountain? No way! Exactly. It's impossible. In other words, the reason for the difference in the amount of blood is... The amount of blood in the meeting room and the amount of storeroom are different because... As I save, just to be safe? I love the way you say Miles Edgeworth when you're doing Francesca's voice, because you make it sound like an insult. That's exactly, she uses Miles Edgeworth like an insult. You notice, so I always try to spit it out a little extra, over-enunciate. I'm glad you noticed that, thank you. Portal but with corpses. Oh, the amount of blood in the meeting room and the storeroom are different because... She was stabbed here and then rode the lift up, maybe? I think we know she was stabbed in the storeroom, don't we? I suppose we don't necessarily. The victim was stabbed with a murder weapon in the meeting room. Miles Edgeworth, who was it that said that the storeroom was the scene of the crime? Take responsibility for your own claims. Oops. Ow. Must have been another moment when the victim was bleeding more heavily. Bloody leaking cadavers. Oh, because the weapon was pulled. Oh, all right. I misunderstood what he meant by pulled out. He's saying the weapon was pulled out of the victim's wound here, and that's why there's more blood here. I thought he meant pulled out like unsheathed, but you don't really unsheathe a candelabra as far as I know. The victim died of a stab wound. Naturally, there would be a significant amount of blood loss. It's obvious just from looking at the bloodstain. That's so weird. She was attacked in the storeroom, but there was less blood found there. Ow! Silence, third-rate prosecutor. But I'm the best. Oh! Do you know when you lose the most blood after getting stabbed with a sharp object? Ah, I know. It's when the sharp object is pulled out, right? Precisely. After being stabbed with a candelabra, the body was moved to the meeting room. And then the murder weapon was pulled out right here in this very room. That would account for the difference in the amount of blood that was left behind. But why would the culprit go through all that trouble? Most likely to give the impression that the murder occurred in the meeting room. It seems Ms. Crane's keycard was used last night. But based on the time of use, it must have been a ploy by the culprit to mislead us, because we know the victim was killed before midnight. So that badge was just probably someone badging at the entrance just to set that in the record. Which would mean that Jill Crane didn't enter the room through the front door at all, she came in through the lift. In all likelihood, it was the culprit who used the keycard to enter the meeting room. Why would the culprit have needed to do that? Perhaps they feared that the storeroom would be found out during the investigation. If they were involved in the auction, they would not have wanted it to become public. Alright, a pool of blood was found in the meeting room was left behind to hide the storeroom's existence. That's a new piece of evidence. Always great to see DeBest get what's coming to him. Auction, you say? Perhaps you should go upstairs and see for yourself what items are on display. Sure, that will allow you to understand what occurred here. Impressive, Miles Edgeworth. You willing to go that far to protect her? Something big lurking behind the scenes of this case. Kay simply got caught up in it. You're exaggerating. Am I now? More than anyone, I would think you would understand the significance behind all this. Why would you, a prosecutor working with Interpol, be involved in a domestic case? Wasn't your objective to crush a certain international smuggling ring? If your search for smuggled goods has led you here, then isn't this feeling I have related to the case? I'm relieved. You haven't lost your touch, even though you've turned in your badge. I've heard about your situation. From Scruffy over there. Sorry, sir. I just wanted to help out somehow. A wise decision, Detective. Francesca, are you the one in charge of this case? Isn't Interpol pursuing the black market auction? And what if I am? That's not something you need to know. So, you knew about all this from the very beginning. You knew the black market auction was being held. Right here. Hey, mind if I butt in? Got the gal who turned up dead. You! Hey, I ain't done talking yet. Ah! You ain't changed a lick! This case doesn't need even a fragment of your faulty testimony. What are you saying? I'm bona fide. Ow! Back then, you gave false testimony. Miss Von Karma seems to really dislike Lana. I'd say she's fond of her. So say we all. Von Karma, so say we all. Ooh, follows. You got French toast and eggs? That sounds delicious. Ain't that Crane gal one of them PIC members? She's a spitting image of the conductor. I reckon she's... Ow! She hit me. She hit me again. What is the meaning of this? Answer me, Miles Edgeworth. From Miss Hart's testimony, we obtained a description of what the conductor was wearing. It matches what the victim, Jill Crane, was wearing. You mean to say, the one who was murdered was the conductor? Miss This one, Karma, maybe you should call. Oh! It seemed that a new fact has just been brought to light. Indeed, I came here in pursuit of the black market auction to arrest the organizer of the event. In other words, the conductor. If we believe Ms. Hart's testimony, then the conductor is already dead. Wouldn't this mean that your investigation has ended in vain? That's right. However, I swear on my name that I will not return empty-handed. I challenge you, Miles Edgeworth. Challenge is fine, but why is she wetting her whip like she's out for a victim of her own? Oh, we're going back to the interview. Go ahead and save again. See what she's bringing out this time. I will concede your argument. The murder occurred in the storeroom, correct? That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. If that photographer is correct, the victim was the conductor. Culprit was a customer. Culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom, where the goods were delivered. Then they stabbed the victim in the chest with a candelabra in the storeroom. That is all. I trust you have no objections. Fortunately, that is not the case, as there's a hole in your testimony. As expected, Mr. Edgeworth. I didn't notice anything at all. Well then, please settle this with one blow. Yes, of course. Watch as I crush her logic. Isn't the challenge right to choose the weapon? Oh, I choose to run. Alright, so we'll save again. I don't think we need to press on the first statement, because yeah, that's correct. That would mean the culprit is someone who participated in the auction. Possibly. That photographer is correct, the victim was the conductor and the culprit was a customer. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom, the goods were delivered. Let's back up a little bit. The culprit's someone who participated in the auction. Hold it! That patented Edward smirk, he's such a smug asshole. Even when he's the good guy. Culprit participated in the auction. I'd like to hear the basis for your claim. When I spoke with the staff of this building, not a single one mentioned the storeroom. The storeroom's existence must have only been known to a select few. That's where the item of the auction was being stored. I see you understand. Yes, the culprit participated in the auction. If the photographer is correct, the victim was the conductor and the culprit was a customer. I might have a problem with this statement, but let's hold off for right now. Hold it! So you're saying that the victim was the auction's conductor. Right, and the culprit... Hey, ain't you the one who told her that just a moment ago? Yes, that's right. However, I was simply making sure her logic is clear. That ain't right. You're doing it wrong. This is the part where you're supposed to say, I done goofed. Culprit was a customer participating in the black market auction. What in tarnation? Now you've done it. Don't cover for him. Of course, that is only if this photographer's testimony is indeed true. Tell whether they're on good or bad terms. I done goofed. That famous Ace Attorney catchphrase right there. The issue here is the culprit's actions. The culprit waited for the victim in the storeroom where the goods were delivered. Doesn't seem like it would be the case because Lotta would have noticed him. Hold it! Miss Hart was in the storeroom at the time. Would the culprit really have been waiting there? Objection! I don't know where she was hiding, but as you've seen it, you must know as well. There are numerous hiding places in that storeroom. The culprit was hiding while they waited for the victim to arrive. I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. Well, the victim was the organizer of the auction, the conductor. During the auction, the organizer would have to be in front of the customers the entire time. After the auction ended. Please add that statement to your testimony. Alright, we got something here. I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. Hold it! The victim was killed after the auction ended. Are you certain of that? The victim was the conductor. That is the only possibility. Without the conductor, the auction wouldn't have been held. The auction couldn't have been held. Something seems odd in this testimony. Alright, so that's the end of statements right there. So yeah, the one about the auction being at the end is where we're gonna need to press. Yeah, that's why I love these Ace Attorney games. There's just so much going on, and like, while you eventually figure things out, like at the beginning, there's just so much to untangle. You don't really get to see the big picture until the end, which is very nice. Alright, so I believe the crime occurred after the auction ended. I know, it's so exciting for me, Geek Boy. I hope you enjoyed it too. So Lana testified that the auction continued after the murder.
Objection!
As I thought, you are one step behind. What did you say? The victim was not the conductor, and I have proof. Ms. Hart's testimony. The photographer's testimony is not trustworthy. What do y'all say? I'm bona fide. Ow! Cease your idle chatter.
Objection!
Francesca calmed down and listened. Ms. Hart witnessed a part of the murder. Main point here is that after witnessing the murder, she says the auction continued. That's right. Sure as can be. They all just kept going on shamelessly. You think the auction could have continued without someone conducting it? If the victim was not the conductor, the person killed must have been a customer. No! As I said from the beginning, Kay is not the culprit. After all, she herself was attacked by someone and lost consciousness. In which case, that would also make her a victim. Ran oxtail stew is in the oven? What have you missed? We found a secret storeroom underneath the top floor of the building where this all took place, which was full of old police evidence, mostly from a bunch of Edgeworth's old cases, and it appeared someone was holding a black market auction to auction off the old evidence. And it looks like that was where the murder took place, was during the black market auction. So now we're trying to figure out the particulars, and again, to make sure that Kay's name is cleared. Mea culpa, or I done goofed in common parlance. This case is like a pretzel, all twists. Welcome back though, Ren. I hope the oxtail stew is good. The poor Lana got whipped like a horse in a race. She's having a bad day, but also she's the worst, so she deserves it. How are you doing today, Emmy? Hope you're doing well, having a good week. The auction continued after the incident occurred. Yes, and the victim was not the conductor, but a customer. That's enough. Voice. Hey, Justine. Order in the court. The chairman will now enter. My, no need to be so stiff. Actually, feel free to call me Blaze. Blazy. It's terrible. Well then, Blazy, what brings you here? Huh? Well, just wanted to see my idiot son was working hard is all. This kind of father-son relationship really healthy? I mean, no, but also, you know, he's the worst, so some abuse might be actually bring him in line, hopefully. I'd come to light a fire under you. It seems I found an unexpected bonus. Seems like the criminal who had become the talk of the town would be here, of all places. Everyone, restrain the suspect at once. Please wait. Kay Faraday is not... Silence! Oh shit, he's mad now. Holy crap. Even his lighter is mad for some reason. This is quite troubling, Edgeworth. Didn't I tell you earlier? The PIC desires a swift resolution in this case. it's not, we'd lose our trust with the public. They'd call us the wasted time committee. You know, it's troubling for me as well, that sort of thing. And at my age too. And on top of that, an illegal investigation is not something that I can overlook. Have you forgotten? You are no longer a prosecutor. You have lost all your authority. Furthermore, you have aided a criminal in evading the law. Yes, that's right. You're so reliable, Courtney. I am aware of the consequences of my actions. You may punish me as you wish. However, we have found a new suspect. It's the person pictured here. Kay Faraday was attacked by this person. There's no need for your explanation. Just recently, a red raincoat was discovered in the vicinity of this building. The victim's blood and cherry blossom petals were found on the hood. Cherry blossom petals? Oh, they mentioned it on the viewing platform. Yes, they probably stuck on due to the blood. They were littered around the bloodstain. And we've recently received the forensic report of the blood, you know. There's no doubt about it. The person in that photo is the victim, Jill Crane. What did you say? So the mysterious person in the red raincoat that attacked Kay was the victim? Impossible. That would completely destroy the foundations of our logic. We'd believe the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Now it turns out the person is actually the murder victim. Wait, if that's the case, then the prime suspect would be Ms. Faraday. You met a person in a red raincoat on the rooftop, did you not? Yes, I did, but the person in the red raincoat was the murder victim. And Kay Faraday came into contact with that person. Since one of the parties is now dead, what happened next should be clear. Kay was attacked by that person. As the victim, it would be impossible for her to be the culprit. There's no evidence she was attacked, is there? Furthermore, we must consider the possibility that the victim fought back. It's far too early to come to that conclusion. Kay is not the criminal. You're wrong. Kay? That's wrong. Even though I don't want to believe it myself. You're hearing about the raincoat? I finally remembered. I only remember a little, but from what I saw that night, culprit is me. I remember looking down at the person in the red raincoat. Mr. Edgeworth, it was me. The culprit was me all along. That can't be right. Then why? Why do I have that memory? That person collapsed before my eyes, engulfed in a pool of blood. Why didn't I do anything? Must have been because I killed her. It is clear to me the validity of Kay Faraday's memory. Didn't you doubt it until just now, pal? Congratulations, Ms. Faraday. Your courage will surely allow you to be forgiven. Now, let us rejoice in the blessings of the Goddess of Law.
Objection!
Allow me to give my opinion as an international prosecutor. Her actions as a criminal are... Hurry, arrest Kay Faraday at once. How dare you behave that way before me? You're being too forceful. Further verification is necessary. I'd even go so far as to say this is unlawful. Unfortunately, the law does not side with you. It sides with me, you see. But you know, the beautiful bond between you two has been etched deeply into my heart. That reminds me, you seem to have forgotten one additional suspect. Edgeworth, that's you. What's that, pal? Mr. Edgeworth hasn't done anything wrong. I beg to differ. That's right. You see, he's no longer a prosecutor, sadly enough. Your actions have gone too far this time. An illegal investigation and assisting in the escape of a criminal. I cannot even think of you as a former prosecutor. Now, humbly accept your punishment. Oh yes, that's right. I believe the plan for today was to hold your hearing before the PIC. Why don't we leave the hearing for tomorrow, even though the results are already crystal clear? You should think long and hard about what you've done. Very long, very hard. Court is now adjourned. To be continued. Shit. Oh God! All right, everything has gone very badly now. I thought we were leaving off at a bad cliffhanger last time, but oh God! Of course, this happens all the time in Phoenix Wright games too, where the victim is just like, "No, maybe I did do it." Actually, no. You know, that evidence makes sense. I probably did it. Yeah, they got me. I probably did it. Oh, nobody ever helps. Nobody ever helps. Always darkest before the dawn. Truth. That's a hell of a cliffhanger it is. That horrifying cliffhanger again. I think it is. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry about that. So yeah, I think we're going to leave off today. But here's the good news for you. We should be finishing this case tomorrow. Well, I stream it at the same time, and we're gonna be playing this again. I think we can finish the case. We won't be finishing the game. This is case 4 or 5, but if you want to see who actually done it in this case, and I know I sure do, because this is getting incredibly twisty. I've got a lot of questions about the photo with the person in the raincoat. I'll go ahead and let you know what I was thinking about that photo. You notice in the photo of the person with the red raincoat, their left hand was stained with blood. So was the victim. So they set that seed there before we got the big twist. That was the same person right there. As long as cliffhangers don't go unresolved. Cough, cough, Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Oh, that one always breaks my heart. Oh, you can't make it tomorrow? I'm sorry, Emperor. There'll be a VOD, though. If you want to see it, there will be the VOD. It'll be up here. It'll be up on YouTube. So I hope you'll be able to watch that if you want. That casting self-blame unknowingly again. Why do they always do that? I'm trying to help them. Yeah, don't even mention that name. Oh God, Wendy. That secret elevator again. We really got to talk about the fact there was a secret elevator in there. All right, that works then, Emperor. And I appreciate you being here today. I appreciate everybody being here today. I hope you all had a good time watching this. I hope if you can, you'll be here tomorrow. I would love to be able to hang out with you folks again. But for now, we got one last thing to do before we call it a night. And that is, let's see who all else is online. So if you're not done watching Twitch, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I would like the opportunity to try. While I'm looking, there's some links to chat you might want to check out if you haven't seen them already. We've got a link to my Discord, first of all. If you want to chat with me or the rest of the community outside the stream, feel free to jump in there. And we also have a link to my YouTube. We were just talking about that a second ago. It has all my VODs. So if you want to see how we got to where we are in this case, feel free to check that out. Also, if you want to see any of the previous games I played, including the original Ace Attorney trilogy and the first Ace Attorney Investigations, feel free to check that out as well. That's going to be all in there as well. And we got a couple of options for where to go today. Got to decide where we want to head to. Ooh, we got a lot of good options. Wherever we're going today, I think we're in luck here. So, ooh, decisions. This one's a tough one. It's tough when there's no choices, but it's tougher when there's too many choices. So, let's see. Where do we want to go today? Well, they're still getting started over here. But I can't help but notice this person has in their stream title that they're doing a murder mystery. So I'm intrigued by that right away. John, thank you for the clip. Emperor, thank you for the clip as well. And Ren, thank you for the schloop. Gotta love that one. So ladies and gentlemen, I would really appreciate it if you would join us as we go raid Sammy Train TV, who was just in here earlier. Fantastic streamer right there. I very much enjoy watching her. Very chill, plays a huge variety of games. It says today she's playing Avowed, which is a game I really want to know about because it looks like 100% my jam. But also it says something about a murder mystery in the stream title, which is also my jam. So like everything about this sounds fantastic. So why don't you join me over there? Say hi to Sammy, hang out for a little bit, throw her a follow if you like what she's doing. But hey, if you got other things to do, and hang on a second, Tonda, I see you down there. You're really enjoying Avowed? I gotta get into it. It looks so good. And hope you're doing well, Tonda. Good to see you. So, yeah, we're gonna take off. So I'll just say to all you folks, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. I will see you folks tomorrow for the conclusion of Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Case 4. Take care till then, everybody.